Well, it is the Monday after the unfortunate news hit the entire country and the music fraternity across the globe, the demise of Charles Kodjo. And here on the show tonight, we'll spend some few minutes to talk about the man, his journey, and also look at how we can eulogize him as a man that is worth every single love that is pouring out for him. Charles Kodjo, popularly known as Daddy Lumba, passed on over the top management of EIB Network visited his family home, also commiserated with the family and shared our love with them in these trying times. And so, yes, delegation led by the CEO, Bolare, COO Santok Singh, and top management and some staff as well made their way to the residence of Daddy Lumba. So in your screens, on your shots now, you can see when the EIB Network team visited the family house of the legend who passed on over the weekend. But then also in Parliament, we are looking at smarter ways, we're looking at better ways to remember his legacy. And so let me take you to Parliament and briefly bring to you how parliamentarians feel we can sustain the legacy of the man Daddy Lumba.
If you ask those who speak and understand the local Twi language well, they'll tell you how he composes his music, the lyrics, and the thought behind. It marvels everybody. I remember somebody asked him a question. What is the meaning of Abin Waha? What is it? What the average Ghanaian thought he was going to say, he never said that. That is the type of person we are mourning today. It's unfortunate we have lost him at a very young age. And I heard him say that to be able to reach 60 years, he too has reached that 60 years. When he celebrated his 60th birthday, he said, me too have reached that 60 years. And that he has never celebrated his birthday before until he was 60 years. As if he was prophetic. Only for us this week to wake up and be told that the man is no more. Mr. Speaker, Ghana should give him a befitting burial.
Every Christmas here is 8 times. We expect new music from him, and we all enjoy his music. Mr. Speaker, do what will not hurt you and break you down in future. As he himself said, and so we are you will force yourself and kill yourself for people, and they don't even know what you have done for them. So don't force yourself and kill yourself for people.
Speaker, I think the families of Daddy Lumba should allow the state give him a befitting burial, because now he has outlived the confines of his family. He is now a national asset. Speaker, I will beg, I will crave, if they are listening to us, they should allow the state give him a befitting burial, because he has sold, he has marketed, he has projected Ghana through his music to the international world.
Mr. Speaker, I join the people of Okyere North and Ghana at large to mourn.
And so, yes, we are mourning the man Daddy Lumba, also remembering the legacy that he's left in the musical fraternity, not just for Ghana, but in Africa and worldwide, I should put it. So that's it for the man, and we wish his family, the strength of the Lord in these very trying times. But tonight, our focus is going to be on the media budget review. We'll be touching on that, exploring that, and also looking at especially some key matters that were raised in relation to trade, job creation, and other sectors. My guest is already seated. We'll be getting to that shortly, but let me tell you about something that also happened today. The Attorney General and Minister of Justice, he, at the Accountability Series, talked about quite a number of issues, and then he also touched on the work of Oral and the work they're doing and what we should be looking out for. Let's take a look to that.
my approach is in consonance with the central plank of the oral, which is to recover the loot, which is to recover all the loot. But of course, you use all advisedly, because as I pointed out clearly, it is not in all cases that it is possible to recover all the loot. So you recover some, realistically possible. Of course, recovering the loot and jailing looters are not mutually exclusive. And I believe that that is what citizens are pushing for. In other words, both can take place, and that will be full-fledged accountability. But anyone familiar with the plea negotiations would agree that it is rare to go into the negotiation room and come out without giving up something in order to clinch a deal. Our plea bargain statute captures that succinctly, as it contemplates that the Attorney General may even go to the extent of dropping charges in exchange for restitution. Also, under the Cost Act 1993, Act 459, an accused may plead guilty to a charge or charges and pay restitution where the offense involves harm to the property of the Republic, including financial resources. In that case, the accused is to be handed a non-custodial sentence. As the Attorney General, I will not oppose the use of Section 35 of the Cost Act to achieve the purposes of oral. Now, Section 35 is mandatory. Once the accused approaches the judge, and pleads guilty to the charge, the judge is mandated, the judge could reject the restitution or reject the offer of the accused person. But once the judge accepts the offer of the accused person, I have no role in it, all right? Then the accused person must be given a non-custodial sentence. In other words,
so that's the Attorney General and the Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Akwatia there at the Accountability Series, where he touched on quite a plethora of issues. But now to the main conversation for tonight. Last week, on the 24th of July 2025, the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasela Tuforsen, came to Parliament. He presented the mid-year budget statement, basically a review of the budget that was presented for the year in March. And so 3 months down the line, he comes back to Parliament and tells Parliament, this is what we have done, and this is what we're going to do. But let's take a look at some highlights from the presentation he made, because that is what the focus of our conversation tonight would be. Now, on your screens, you see that he says what? The agriculture sector grew by what? 6.6% in the first quarter of 2025. So January, February, March, agri sector alone grew by a whopping 6.6% in the first quarter. Let's look at more things he said regarding the mid-year budget review, and he's touched on some other critical things that his administration has been able to achieve. So let's quickly move on. Let's find out exactly what else he says. He says that GDP growth will be sustained and possibly exceed the 4% target for the year. That's what Ato Forsen is telling us, that with regards to what we are seeing in terms of GDP growth, we will be seeing an increase, possibly exceeding. Yeah, my guest is smiling at that. He says that we're going to see possibly 4% increase. Now, he says the drastic fall in inflation is not by chance. Guess what? We've heard so much being said about what might be accounting for the fall in inflation. The NPP says, well, we planted. You're only reaping benefits. He says it's not by chance or sheer luck. It is the result of deliberate government policy direction. Tonight we'll be interrogating that with my guest, also getting to find out exactly whether he's aware of that deliberate government intervention. He also says that we have almost reversed all the cedi depreciation in what? 2022, 2023, and 2024. To which cedi no ayadeng, cedi no apeke. That's the finance minister. He also says that we didn't come to manage economic decline. We came to reverse it and reset it. Mind you, in the lead up to the elections, the NDC says what we are presenting is a reset agenda. And so we are not coming to manage it. That's what the finance minister says. They are here to reverse it and also to ensure that that reset agenda takes place. That's what some of the things he's been talking about. Now, he also says that okay, yes, we've done this. And so he says the city has picked up, and for which reason we are buying the city now, or we are selling and buying $1 at around 10 cities. It's because of the prudent management techniques that this administration has put in place. Now, my guest is seated. We'll also be looking at quite a number of things, because he talked about the prices of goods and services under the NPP administration and how that has metamorphosed under the NDC administration in 6 months, the first half of the year. Now he says, POP cement, which used to be sold for 115 cities in January, is now sold for 90 cities, which means that we have about 60 cities change in pricing. Okay, that's about maybe 35 cities change in pricing. Now, onion. When you're buying a paint bucket of onion, it used to be sold at 120 cities in January. Now, this is not 2024. He says in January, when they inherited the economy. But now, it's being sold for what? Let us go back to the onions, please, quickly. It's being sold for 95 cities. So from 120 to 95, another 35 cities in change in pricing there. Now, let's check out one olonka of palm fruits. I love my palm nut soup a lot. So I do with a lot of palm fruits. He says that an olonka used to be sold for 40 cities. It's now 25 cities. So a drastic reduction of 15 cities in 6 months. The price of kokonte, I'm not too sure. I don't like kokonte, by the way. It used to sell for 1,200 in January, but now at 9,000 or 950 cities, from 1,200 to 950. Somehow about 250 cities change with regards to the pricing, and it says it's part of the resetting agenda. Let's look at some more commodities. Iron rods. Now, a lot of people have complained about the fact that, we are seeing a lot of prices reduce in some sectors, but there are some areas where we are not experiencing that. Guess what? In terms of real estate, the finance minister says iron rods, which used to be sold at 9,400 cities in January, is now being sold for 7,500, almost 2,000 cities difference in terms of a ton of iron rods. We'll get to that. The price of 25 liters of cooking oil used to be sold for 980. Now it's 640. 340 cities difference between January and July as at the time he presented it. And so he says when you look at all that is happening in the sector, what it clearly tells you is that the city na peke. And so Ghanaians are now enjoying for the popping because the city is looking great and smart. Now he talks about rice. 650, now 585. And the list goes on and on and on. Tonight on the show, we'll be interrogating all of this. We'll be looking at the job creation agenda, looking at the scrapping of 1D1F, what has been done, 24-hour economy, which used to be a flagship of the government. We are also going to be interrogating all of that on the show. Remember, you're a big part of the conversation, so join us. We are streaming live on Facebook, on X, and on YouTube. But then, if you're looking for a smarter, more secure, and eco-friendly way to stay connected, well, it's time to live seamlessly with MTN's eSIM. Now, enjoy the ultimate convenience of multiple numbers on one phone, switching seamlessly without swapping SIM cards, and the good news is that you can activate it right from your home on my MTN app. You can also experience enhanced security with an embedded eSIM that cannot be stolen or damaged. Plus, you get to play your part in contributing to a greener planet. All you need to do is to just dial *#06# to check your phone's eligibility and download my MTN app to go seamless with MTN eSIM today. Now, if you have further inquiries, just call 100 or contact MTN on any of their digital channels. MTN, everywhere you go, and they're proud to be associated with State of Affairs. I am Joshua Kodjo Mensah. My guest tonight is the Member of Parliament for New Juaben South. He used to be the Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry. Now he's the ranking member on Parliament's Committee on Trade, Industry, and also Tourism. Michael Okyere Baafi, no stranger to the show. Honorable, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, my brother.
I hope you're doing well.
Grace, we are trying. God has been good to us, and
absolutely.
I guess you're also doing well.
I'm okay. The minister says city now pick. Has your city picked?
Oh, that is propaganda.
All right, so Michael Okyere Baafi is my guest tonight. I will take a breather here. When we return, we'll get into the conversations and tease all those important aspects of the budget review that you are looking forward to right here on the show. Right, so thank you so much for joining us on State of Affairs here on GHOne Television with me, Joshua Kodjo Mensah. As always, we're streaming live for you on Facebook, on X, and on YouTube. So do join us with your thoughts, your comments, your views, and contributions to the story or the show tonight. Tonight, my guest is the Member of Parliament for New Juaben South, former Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, and the ranking member on the Trade, Industry, and Tourism Committee of Parliament, Okyere Baafi. And he's joined us tonight because we are taking a cursory look, also dissecting the media budget statement presented by the Finance Minister, Dr. Kasiala Tuforsen. Honorable, once again, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, my brother.
On the day that the media budget was presented, your side of the House had other things in mind. You left Parliament to petition some 3 quarters. Would you say that that particular method or the aim of that walkout was achieved?
Thank you very much. I'm so grateful for the invitation, and it's a pleasure always coming to your studio to meet you here. Before I start, I want to also extend my profound gratitude to Reverend Isaac Bonsu of Father's Chapel International in Tafo. I thank you very much, sir. God bless you. Now, one of the key things that I want you to understand in politics, as we do, is that you always want to achieve something that will make the whole country, happy. And one of the things that we believe that has not been done over the period is that this government gave us, so many promises, especially about security of the nation, about trying to clamp down on galamseyers. Trying to bring the menace of galamsey down. Clearly. And they also gave us, good hope, about that. That they were going to provide security, for this country to make sure that Ghanaians are fully protected. What we saw at Ablekuma North, that's elections that was supposed to be 3 polling stations and later on metamorphosed into politically induced 19, polling stations to Iran. You know what happened there.
Right.
These people that were brought by the NDC to perpetrate violence and crime, these people have not been brought to book. The only thing we heard was that the Ghana Police Service, through the normal PR, came out to deceive the public that these people have been arrested. We know that it's not true. That nobody.
That 2 people have been arrested?
No,
because that's what the police command is telling us.
I am telling you it's not true. There's nothing like that. I am daring the Ghana Police Service that if they really have arrested people, what they have to do to give us comfort is to make sure that these people will be paraded outside, for people to see on camera, for media people to... Because they
say the 2 people who have been arrested are helping to unravel the masses. It is not true.
They have not arrested anybody. I am telling you. It is just a PR gimmick they did. Just to be able to please us or to be able to make us a little... to soften our stance on that particular action. But that is not what we're discussing. So these are some of the things that we, as a political party and also a minority caucus in Parliament, we believe that we have a huge responsibility in protecting or make sure that the citizens of this country are really protected and safeguarded. And one of the key things that we could do, clearly, to show to the world, and for that matter, His Excellency the President, for him to know that we are serious, is to compete with him when his budget is being read.
Which is the most important economical document that needs to be
and also
out there.
Time,
the timing
so
also.
Our interest at that time was to get his attention. And the best time was when this policy, which is very important, a statement was going to be read. And this statement was emanating from the office of the President. Clearly, the President is the one who is the leader of the government. So he came in somehow through the Minister of Finance. So we believe that the only time that we're sure we could get attention of the Ghanaian public, we could get attention of the people who matter in this country, the civil society organization, pastors, imams, people who matter, is that time. And that's what we did. So we did it in the interests of this country and to be able to make it clear to the public and to the President that we are for Ghana, not for any political party.
Right.
That's what we did.
So that was done in the interest of Ghanaian people. Because
And
there are others who also believe that you missed a huge opportunity to now critically assess that document or that policy document that was presented to Parliament.
It was just a statement that was being read.
Yes.
That was read to us. I mean, the Minister for Finance didn't come to Parliament to ask for any budgetary allocation. I mean, or they didn't come to Parliament to ask for money from us as parliamentarians, so as we can maybe approve or give them the opportunity or the access to some funds to run the country. What they came to do was just to read a statement.
Yes.
And we thought that it was not, I mean, to us, not too serious. I mean, of course, I mean, this is a document, sorry, this is an action that needs to be undertaken. And therefore, we believe that the finance minister had no option than to do that. But what is important is that we wanted the whole Ghana to know that we, as the minority caucus, are there for Ghana. We are not there because we are just politicians or we are members of parliament, but to make sure that the president take Ghanaians seriously by making sure that these people who perpetrated these I mean heinous and bad crime, these people are arrested and brought to book. That is the time that we thought we will be able to achieve. That's what we did.
Quite interestingly, you petitioned what? The diplomatic community.
We petitioned the
Kodjo.
The president.
Yes, and
we
the president
petitioned
as well.
the diplomatic corps.
Yeah.
We petitioned Kodjo.
What are you calling for? What are you looking for?
We called these people as witnesses to ask for what we sought to undertake. Because note that our interest is to send something out there for the whole Ghana to know that we seek the interest of Ghana. People have committed crime. Those people need to be arrested. His Excellency the President has pretended, I mean, not to know or see that actions that took place. And so we wanted to remind him that he should behave like a Ghanaian, that he saw what happened. He should say something about it. He should speak about it. And the President was not talking, so we wanted to push him to talk. And not just to push him to talk, but also to get witnesses who are also people who are players of this democracy we are practicing.
Absolutely.
So these people came in as witnesses. The Dean of the Diplomatic Corps representing the Diplomatic Corps and Kodjo representing CSOs. I mean, so they were called in as witnesses. That is what we sought to achieve.
Right. Okay, so let's come back to the media budget review. Even though you were not in Parliament, I'm sure that you've seen excerpts of what the finance minister came to present to the people of Ghana. And for the first time in quite some time, we did not hear the minority say, well, Mr. Speaker, I object to this or this and this. The minister said this, that was wrong and all of that. We didn't see that in Parliament. But overall, what is your impression of the...
And so that is being done now. Right? I was in Parliament. I guess we are debating them, I mean, boot for boot. We are trying to let Ghanaians know that what the minister came to do was the usual thing that he has been doing. You see, one of the things that I want to send across to the minister is that they are in government now. They are running the country. Ghana or Ghanaians voted for him, for the NDC government, the party, to form the government. And so the NDC government is now ruling this country.
Yes.
You understand? So we expect that they do things as people who have the mandate of the people to rule. So propaganda should be left aside. There are a lot of things in the budget that, the minister ought to have said. Some of them, clearly are not necessary, very unnecessary. And absolutely false.
And which ones are those?
A lot of them. How can you say that you as a minister can, say on authority that there was nothing like gold for oil arrangement, and no media person has called him to order? Somebody must speak to him. What is good for oil? So if there was not like good for oil, why did you make provision? Why did you mention it in the budget you brought? The statement you brought, the financial statement you brought, the budget proper that you brought, you mentioned or you spoke about the gold for oil policy. And the Bank of Ghana has said a lot about the gold for oil policy, the benefits that have been accrued as a country. So these things were done. So why are you now telling us, creating the impression to the world that you being a minister, you know a lot that others don't know? That is false. It's false. I mean, and these are things that, I mean, we are politicians. We shouldn't create those falsehoods in the system. And when we say things, people think that we are being insulting. I mean, this is absolutely, it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, you as a minister should be able to speak the truth to the public. I mean, Ghana should know. Note that all the indicators, I mean, talking about fiscal macro indicators that we left as NPP government showed positive signs before we left government. Very, very clear. I mean, and the NDC government, before they took over through the transition period, accepted the fact that we're handing over an economy that was vibrant, an economy that was very stable.
They did?
Yes.
Because the minister told us
said
that the economy that they inherited was not, the fundamentals of that economy was not only weak, it was broken.
It is not true.
It was shattered.
I mean, these are figures. I mean, the data is there for everybody to know. They said it in the transition. They have said it several times. You know, we handed over an economy, a very stable and solid economy to them. And they came in to be able to, just to create, I mean, disaffection for us. That is not right. My point is that let the world know that this is what this government did. And we have come to continue. That is the best to do. I mean, we in the political class must be seen as serious and also honest, the good people of Ghana. Because note that we are all in the same game. And we have the same interests as politicians. You cannot come and pretend, I mean, to paint a very bad picture of a previous government that did so well. I mean, note, I mean, these are things that nobody even needs to talk about. You can also testify that this government has spent only 6 months in government. Okay, where did they get money? Enough money to pay salaries and all the things they did in the first 3 months. It's not the NDC, NPP government that left money for them. The government left money for them. They will give them reserve. I mean, 8 months. This reserve that we left, now look at what they are doing. IMF just cautioned them. You know what IMF cautioned them about the artificial nature of what they are doing to stabilize the city. We don't have any problem. We don't have any qualms. But one of the things that IMF is saying is that the reserve that we have, you have taken a lot of the amount, almost about $4 billion into the system. I mean, to stabilize the city. Who saved those money for you? It's the NPP government. These are things that you have to, appreciate and talk about. So my point is that we have not said anywhere that we did everything right.
Right.
But we did a lot of things right. And we expect this government, and for that matter, the Minister of Finance, not to be going that way. I mean, the propaganda way, saying things that is not true.
So you believe the administration is not giving the NPP credit enough?
A lot of us, I mean, in just 6 months, what do you think?
Because he says what we're experiencing now is as a result of prudence.
What prudence?
Prudence spending, management and governance. That is what has brought us where we are.
You live in economy. If you want to compare, pick the 2017 budget of the NPP. Pick the 2017 budget and the mid-year budget of the NPP and compare with this year mid-year budget of this government and see. A government that is not spending. What prudent management? You are not spending.
They are spending. They are only spending wisely.
They are not spending.
Not recklessly as the NPP did.
They are not spending. They are not paying in anything. They are not paying contractors.
He says they are paying.
In arrears, they said they allocated 13 billion to pay arrears. They have only released 4 billion. I mean, as of now, I'm talking about even things that they're supposed to do to increase productivity or to increase the productive sector, especially the industrial sector, where people will be giving money, women. They promised us the Women's
Bank.
What have they done? As of now, I am telling you on authority, they allocate, how much do they allocate to them? Tell me.
I think it's about 50 billion.
50 billion.
Yes.
50, as of now, they have not even released a penny to that sector. What are you talking about? This government has not paid any. Contractors are crying. People that government are crying.
The Roads Minister he has an answer to what you just said in terms of contractors. He says that if contractors have not been paid, why are they returning to work?
So my point is, we are politicians, so we will talk like that. I mean, we cannot just say things that have been talked to us in private. We cannot give them out. I would have told you that almost all the ministers in this government are crying, and they have a beef with the finance minister. He knows. He knows. I'm talking to you in confidence as a member of parliament. They are my colleagues. We speak to them. This government are still owing, they are not paying, and they are not also doing well in terms of revenue mobilization. You know that they are not doing well in terms of revenue mobilization, and they are borrowing more. So you see, the kind of thing they are doing is more, they are treating this country as if they are playing with their intelligence. I mean, working through artificial means. I mean, staging. Stage managed arrangement.
Stage managed arrangement.
That's what they're doing. Nothing serious is being done. Contractors are not being paid. Not only contractors. I'm talking about the government is not spending. They have not been. Go to all the ministries and check how much was allocated to them as ministries, and check as of now. We are in the 8th month, almost in the 8th month. Check how much has been released to them. This data is available.
So you don't trust in the whole arrangement that government is spending prudently? Because an analogy was drawn for me that if you are a father in serious debt and you get some money, do you just make available that money to your family to just spend, or you take time to make sure it goes to the right places so that at least the family can be sustained for a longer time?
So the point I'm trying to make is that if that is the original intention of the government, we wouldn't have any problem with them. But what they are doing is that they just want to please their own whims and caprices, not the people, trying to portray to the world that they are prudently managing the economy well. That's how they are getting all the indicators right. But my point is that if you are not also if you don't do what you are supposed to do, it will create problem for you as a government.
Right.
And that's exactly what is happening. In a case where the senior national women's team is traveling, and the minister will be asked to go and look for money for this exercise, and later on government to pay. These are things that they may not say it openly, but we know these things. We work with them. I mean, there are a lot of issues this government have, and I can also tell you that almost all the ministers, not all of them, almost all of them have issues with the finance minister. And he knows. He cannot pretend he doesn't know. He has now turned into a propagandist for the government.
Because funds are not being released?
Yes, he doesn't release funds. He's just trying to be seen as the best finance minister. And he's just behaving like, we will have the money, but we won't release the money. We won't pay money. So we'll keep the money to make our books, to keep our books nice, and we'll go home and cry. Because people will go out and people are crying now. That's the truth. A lot of people are not enjoying the government. So government will make allocations. Now, and nothing will be done. These are things that we are talking about. You bring a policy within just after budget that you are bringing a major policy called the 24-hour economy.
Yeah,
they said that, and before that, they even said that the 24-hour economy was bringing hope to Ghana.
Yes,
you know about that.
Yes.
24-hour economy was going to introduce 3 shifts.
Yes.
So that the assumption,
1 job, 3 shifts, 3 people.
So the assumption is that everybody from Kodjo was going to get a job if you are not working. That's the meaning. Because so when the policy was introduced, what I wanted to do was to put a bus down. Okay, bring people to Accra or anywhere. Because watches sellers are even going to run 3 shifts. That's what they said to us. But now 24-hour economy has come. A policy that is dead at birth. A policy that clearly doesn't have any leg to stand on.
How do you say that? You didn't watch the launch?
What launch?
All the beautiful things we were told about what the 24-hour economy would do.
24-hour economy can only thrive. To industry. Without industry, there's no 24-hour economy.
And that's why they are welcoming private partnerships.
And industry cannot work well, especially the private sector, because this must be private sector led initiative.
Yes.
And it cannot work well without incentives. As I'm talking to you now, government is now telling us that they are working out the incentives. So the 24-hour economy may be operational next year. They are now working out the incentives. What are you talking about? Is it a serious government? A government that promises and cannot fulfill the promises. Clearly, 24-hour economy should have given us hope as a country. Almost all the young people who are not working, started praising President Mahama that he was bringing hope, at least to them. Now, as we sit here, the 24-hour economy, Michael Okyere Baafi, I'm telling you that it's completely dead at birth.
Well, the explanation they give is that they saw how One District, One Factory ran, all those initiatives that were initiated by your party, that now has been cancelled under this administration, and they don't want to make the same mistakes, and so they're taking time to ensure that they're setting the right tone for these policies to thrive.
So you should have informed us in the first place. Because when the people of Okyere Baafi say, all those, when they heard that the 24-hour economy has been introduced, what came to mind was the fact that these people promised them that the 24-hour economy was bringing job. They even wrote a song for it. Yeah, they are Sempa Nabo.
Yes.
24-hour economy. Now, 24-hour economy cannot be found anywhere in this country. That's the point we're making. And I'm talking to you as a politician and also as a ranking member of the Trade, Industry, Agribusiness and Tourism Committee, that the 24-hour economy doesn't have legs to stand on now.
Isn't it illegal?
Because they are talking about they need an investment of $4 billion. Where is government going to get the money? They've not told us. What is so shocking about the whole arrangement was that government told us that in the 24 hour, when they were doing the presentation, the document, that 3.7 billion was going to come from the private sector. As what? They didn't tell us. It's coming from the private sector. Is it coming in as a loan from the private sector, as an equity arrangement for the private sector, or as a PPP arrangement? They didn't tell us. 24-hour economy without incentives. There can't be any industrial growth in this country without incentives. No.
So you don't believe the conversation that there are companies that are very interested in the 24-hour economy and are ready to also be a part of it?
That's what I want. And know that companies, because she notes that we'll get there. But the major industrial push, major industrial push from government has been cancelled. So there should have been a replacement. And so if the 24-hour economy was going to replace that arrangement, this should have been done well. And there should have been an arrangement for industry to know that at least something is coming to replace an existing policy that has been cancelled. But if we don't have any hope, what happens? Then we are just there as citizens.
So you still maintain that cancelling 1D, 1F was a wrong decision?
It is absolutely wrong. It is senseless. It doesn't make sense to me. I don't know whether I said it well. It's
yes, the word is senseless.
Because the point is that how do you cancel a policy when you have not introduced a new one to replace it? Note that the 1D, 1F, it's not the 322 companies at various stages of implementation. The 1D, 1F concept is not the 169 companies that are fully operational. The 1D, 1F also comprises of all the participating financial institutions that we work with, the PFIs. All these financial institutions are stakeholders of the 1D, 1F. Companies are still owing them. Government is still owing them. Through the incentive arrangement. What are we doing? There is nothing to show. So there is no transitional arrangement in place now. So government has cancelled 1D, 1F, but there is a transitional arrangement where 1D, 1F can run till next time. By that time, government has settled all its bills with the PFIs. And also note that through the 1D, 1F arrangement, we had a concept called Enable Youth. The Enable Youth concept was an African Development Bank IFD arrangement where they also set up industries for young people. We put young people of 40 together to run a business. We also did what we call the common user facilities. The common user facilities where places that have a particular product or common product can process the products or through that arrangement. So like in Savlugu, where we have a rice milling machine, which is a common user facility, the community will use that to push the agenda. So through 1D, 1F arrangement. There's also the technology centers. All these arrangements are part of the 1D, 1F arrangement. And you said that you have cancelled it. So what do we do with them? This Enable Youth concept. So what are we going to do? All these young people who have started business, are they going to sit in the house? Are we going to push them out? What are we going to use the facility for?
Right.
There isn't any arrangement. So my point is that we did a press conference and we told government that the best we could have done was to give a transitional arrangement or period where we'll be able to now finalize the agreement and say that, okay, we have to come to an end. The program must end at a particular time. So that within that period, we'll find a way to end the program. Whilst we introduce a new policy that will help industry to thrive. Note, the government, the budget, the main budget, also promised that they were bringing a policy called the Feed the Industry policy.
Yes.
Nothing was done. It has now been shifted to the Ministry of Agriculture. So Ministry of Trade doesn't even know its stance. I said, these are things that we have issues with. And I believe that government didn't think well in cancelling the one.
The last time you were here, you talked to me about some companies that had expressed misgivings about the cancellation of 1D1F because they were benefiting directly from that policy. For which reason you said some of them were even planning on relocating. What's their state currently?
Yes, I mean, I visited some of them. I visited 2 of them, but one is gone. One has relocated, I mean, to Benin. But my point is, we should not be seen as a country that demotivates or that discourages people in industry. As I said, there's nowhere in the world that industry doesn't lead, I mean, its growth. Okay. So as a country, our strength and our actions must be geared towards encouraging industry and, for that matter, private sector in industry, so that we're able to grow the economy. I mean, through that, we can do a lot of export to get more foreign exchange to help stabilize the city or the currency. Okay. My point is that every industry must somehow be given some motivation to be there. Once you do business, there should be a motivation for you to be in business. People think that people are doing business, they are making money, they are making profit. So those people should not be given any support. It doesn't work like that. There are 2 people in this world who have money. One is a risk-averse person, and one is risk-freak. The one who is risk-averse is afraid of taking risk. So if he has 10 cedis, he will go and put 10 cedis in the bank, yeah, and get interest. The other person who believes that he wants to create something out of it will venture into business. So the business can collapse. The business can have problems, even at the teething stage, at the beginning stage. And all the money will be lost. So that is risk-taking. That person must be encouraged to be in business. The fact that he is employing, the fact that he is getting profit, doesn't mean that he should not be given the opportunity to make more money and help the government through incentives.
But they've talked about the fact that, for instance, I have heard, I don't know if you have heard, that there'll be tax incentives for those companies that seek to be a part of the 24-hour economy. We are even looking at electricity prices. After 10 p.m. being reduced for them, there'll be tax waivers. So are those not incentives enough?
So my point is that this should have been part of the policy. They brought the policy without this agreement.
So the incentive aspect was not captured in the document.
My point is that the document they brought to us didn't capture or didn't have any incentive attached.
Even though they had said that.
But the document supersedes that document. And note that there should be an aspect of the policy that also legislated to make the policy sustainable. Because we are trying to build a country. And my point is that the policy must also be geared towards integration of the African Continental Free Trade Arrangement. Note that Ghana is hosting the Secretariat. Yeah. And so Ghana's integration rate is still low. We should be the champions in Africa. We are talking about 55 African countries who have all signed the agreement. 54 have signed. 47 ratified agreement. Which presupposes that now these countries can do business duty-free, quota-free amongst themselves. Ghana must take advantage of this fully. And so the 24-hour economy must also be geared towards pushing people.
And you don't see that?
No. I've perused the document, read back to back, and I'm telling you that the policy doesn't give any hope like that. Now, America, USA, has withdrawn the AGOA from us. African Growth and Opportunity Acts may not be renewed in September. May not be renewed. So if it's not renewed, it means that now all products that are exported to the U.S. market, effective September, October, will go without duty. It will go with duty.
With duties, right.
Payment of duties, and you'll be giving quotas. Now it is duty-free, quota-free. So then the assumption is that we have to now take advantage of our own home-bred policy the African Continental Free Trade. And I'm saying that this policy of 24-hour economy that the government gave to us, the government portrayed the 24-hour economy as the only game changer for this government, completely dead at birth.
You keep saying that the policy is dead at birth, but we have seen some institutions who say they're running that. Passport officers is running 24 hours. Ghana Publishing is running 24 hours. Quite a number. Tema Shipyard is also running 24 hours.
But they've been running 24 hours already. Coca-Cola is running 24 hours. Coca-Cola is running 24 hours. Or you don't know, Eco Juice is running 24 hours. Accra Brewery is running 24 hours. So almost all the industries in Ghana, they are already running 24 hours. What they need to do is to increase the capacity. That's what the government will take advantage of. Because as it stands now, they already have their numbers. What to motivate them to invest more, to employ more? What to motivate them? Government must give them incentives. So if you are here, what will motivate you to employ more photographers or camera people? By government giving you more incentives. If government say that EIB, from effective next week, we are giving you tax exemption, 25% tax exemption for 5 years. Use the profit or the money that you use to employ more people or to generate more business. You will employ more than half of what you have now.
Right.
That is business. So government must be business-like.
So for you, government keeps talking about the incentives, but it is not walking the talk.
No. It is just talking. That's the point I'm making. That,
right.
See, my responsibility or role is to check the government, to make sure that I put them on track. And that's what I'm doing. That they are supposed to do things that will encourage business. So if you are cancelling a policy, make sure the policy is not just the companies. PFIs are part, these are part. Okay. So how then do we replace them? Just create an opportunity by giving the businessman who is an entrepreneur, who is a business owner, give them some incentives, and they will create more jobs for people. Now, when they create more jobs, what happens? All those people that are employed will pay taxes to government. So government will generate more in corporate taxes from them and in pay as we earn taxes. This will help the government. And so it's good for government to give incentives to be able to get very, very good response.
Well, you're still watching State of Affairs here on GHOne television with me, Joshua Kodjo Mensah. My guest tonight is the ranking member on the Trade, Industry, Agribusiness and Tourism Committee of Parliament. He's also the Member of Parliament for the good people of New Juaben South. Okyere Baafi is my guest. But we'll be coming back to him because there's so much to talk about. We talk about industries, and one of the industries that we cannot go without talking about is the Komenda Sugar Factory. So much has been said about that. We'll get into that shortly. But if you're looking for a smarter, more secure and eco-friendly way to stay connected, well, it's time to live seamlessly with MTN's eSIM. Enjoy the ultimate convenience of multiple numbers on one phone, switching seamlessly with those swapping SIM cards and activated instantly from your home on My MTN app. So you can now experience enhanced security with an embedded eSIM that cannot be stolen or damaged. Plus, you get to play your part in contributing to a greener planet. So just dial *#06# to check your phone's eligibility and download My MTN app to go seamless with MTN eSIM today. And if you have further inquiries, just call 100 or contact MTN on any of their digital channels. MTN or everywhere you go, and they're proud to be associated with State of Affairs. So we're still looking at the media budget review. We're looking at the trade aspect and industry aspect, but we'll take a breather. When we come back, we'll be talking about Komenda Sugar Factory. Guess what? The Vice President says now there's a reassurance to get that factory operationalized. We'll be right back. Thank you so much for staying on with us here on State of Affairs. You're having a conversation with the ranking member on the Trade, Industry, Agribusiness and Tourism Committee of Parliament. We're talking about the media budget review, also looking at the minorities' perspective on that. But I promised you we'll be talking about the Komenda Sugar Factory. Now, Michael Okyere Baafi has talked so much about the government not incentivizing the private sector as part of the 24-hour economy. He says that, yes, government has said it, but we are not seeing it reflected in the document that was presented to Parliament as the 24-hour economy document. But then the Komenda Sugar Factory, government has reassured Ghanaians that this factory, which will produce sugar for the good people of Ghana, will be revived and not left to rot, as was the case.
So the Komenda Sugar Factory, I mean, perspective must be made clear. I mean, we should be able to put it in a very good perspective for people to understand that the Komenda Sugar Factory was built by the NDC government, and in building the factory, they were supposed to do a number of things, and they refused. They intentionally refused not to do those things. It must be made clear. So that is where people will understand the whole arrangement. You see, the Komenda Sugar Factory was built, the whole factory, by the NDC government. But the NDC government again refused to do certain things that would make the factory operational. And so it was handed over to us. When we came in, they had left the factory, I mean, to rot. All the equipment had become very obsolete. And so it was very impossible for us to use the factory to do any work. So what happened was that when we were in power, we commissioned an audit into the whole factory arrangement. And then after the audit, we took it to cabinet, and cabinet agreed with us that we should appoint a management contractor to run the business. Okay. Now, in run the business, there were 1, 2, 3 things that needed to be done that the NDC couldn't do, because you cannot build a factory that is a value-added factory somehow. It's a factory that can only thrive on a fruit that needs to be planted. So there should be a plantation. They didn't make provision for the
raw material, which was sugarcane.
Yes, they didn't make any provision for the raw material, which is very important, sugarcane. So they should have at least done some work, either plant a huge, sugarcane plantation in that area, in that jurisdiction, that area, or even outside that area, that community. They could have done that through what we call the cooperative arrangement,
yes,
where they can easily do that to support the factory. But they didn't do it. They didn't do it. They left it. So we have to now get a management contractor and start the whole thing afresh. The first thing we did was to retool the factory, because almost all the machines have become obsolete, which means that they were not very good for us to use to run. And we didn't also have a plantation, so we had to now start. So we started something. And that's what we did. We started something. We also started this outgrower scheme arrangement outside even the jurisdiction. We went as far as to the north to get people who want to, nothing part of Vota, people who want to plant, the OT region area, for people to plant, the fruit, support the factory. But before that, we needed to start. So we had to now get the management contractor through some banks to import the molasses, the raw sugar, so we can refine it
and process it.
As a test case to see whether the machine was still functional. That's what we did. And so whilst we were waiting to get the first fruit from the agreement that we have set, till we lost the elections. And so this government came in. What we expect them to do is to continue the arrangement. Either they get a new strategic investor or just push the management contractor to work.
So 8 years was not enough period for you to have operationalized?
Because the whole thing was, we're just trying to get either a strategic investor. We're not getting a strategic investor. We're not getting a strategic investor. So what we needed to also get, to push the thing, was to get a management contractor. And that's what we had. We had a management contractor who was prepared to revive the business. But then he needed also to be motivated to do the work. So government tends to support them by getting a plantation to plant the fruit, which is the raw material, and also to get outgrower schemes across the country to support till we lost the election. What we want to say is that we wish them well, but they need to focus on where we've gotten to pursue from that side, so that we'll be able to achieve or get very good results. Else we cannot achieve anything. Because if they try to do anything outside what is laid down, they'll get us to a different place, and it will be, we'll get the same results as before they left office.
No, because I'm trying to figure out one thing here. Because if for the time that the NPP was in power, for between 2017 all the way till last year, 2024, you could not operationalize Commander as should have been done because of the challenges you talk about. So where did you leave the factory?
We operationalized it. As I said, it was operation. It was operational. I know whether you know about that. We were working. There was a board. We had a board. There was management, and we had a management contractor who was leading. As I said, when we came to meet, wasn't so good because the factory had been left to rot. The machines were not functional anymore. And we're talking about factories here. A factory that is going to produce food for people to eat. So we need to now get new machines, retooling. So, but then when we did the audit, the amount involved was so much that at that time, government was not, interested in pursuing that arrangement. And note that government was also pushing for the private sector to lead industry in this country. So we had brought the 1D, 1F. So we wanted a private person to run the Commander Sugar Factory. And that's what we started looking for. An investor who will come in to run the business. Because
the argument is that the NPP was not committed in reviving the Commander Sugar Factory.
So if we're not committed, how come we retool the place? The whole place was retooled. We're talking about a very huge investment to get new plant for the factory. We have to also start a plantation, raw material plantation. They only left us then, at that time, 40 acres of land around that side. So we have to now acquire more lands and get into outgrower schemes across the country, especially in the Northern Volta, to be able to get people who will be committed and loyal suppliers of the fruit to help the plant run. So that's where we got to. And we expect them to continue from there. We know these people. The reason why I'm saying this is that these people, we know them. They will start and bring all sort of, lies, to the public and say things that are not true. Try their possible best to paint us black, and they will not do anything and leave it still there for us to come and continue one day.
But this is no mean person. The vice president.
We know
she comes from the region.
Oh, come on.
And she's in the region assuring her people that this time around, we are going to operationalize this. Because when we do that, it will bring jobs, it will bring sugar, it will cut down on imports and all of these things.
And I am telling you that government cannot do it. Government is now moving. The policy of government, clearly, is moving from shifting from government taking care of businesses to now government pushing these factories or businesses to the private sector to work on. So my point is that we need a private sector operator. Now there is a management contractor working.
Yes.
So either we push the person to continue or get a strategic investor who will come and invest and run the business on behalf of government, or government can give them equity to run. That will be the best for government. Because government cannot run the business itself. Government may not have the money to invest in doing another plantation, and even looking for markets for the factory. So there's a need for a private sector to come in. That's why I'm saying that.
The finance minister says, looking at the macroeconomic indicators, looking at how the trajectory of growth is picking up, like the agri sector, he says, for instance, has grown by 6.6% among others. All these things put together give the private sector some good motivation to want to do business.
But the private sector can only do business when they are motivated to do business. I told you.
And when the economy is performing well, is that not motivation?
Yes, it's enough motivation, but sometimes they have to also be tickled. Their emotions must be tickled to be able to do more. I'm talking about a situation where if the economy is is growing well, if the economy is growing naturally, then they are sure that. So when they said all these things, when they brought all those statements and pictures, why didn't they talk about cement? Why didn't they talk about cement pricing? They talk about POP cement. It's not true. I am telling you, POP cement is not the 95 cities. Go and check in the market.
Oh, they talk about sanitary pads and all of those things.
It's not true. Sanitary pad is not true. Yes, sanitary pad. Go and check. It's not true. Check the market.
Maybe, is it because of where you buy?
No, because, you see, I work with them. I was the Minister for Industry.
Yes.
I was the Deputy Minister for Trade and Industry, but in charge of industry. So I was the Minister for Industry. So every industry in this country, I work with them. I know them, and I still relate to them very well. And I'm telling you that most of the things, I cannot confirm others. But those within my space, I can tell you. POP cement, go and check, it's not true. Yes, sanitary pads. As a matter of fact, these people are not the only producer of sanitary pads in this system. Right. They should also look at other brands.
The other brands.
How much are they selling it? Even those inferior brands that are imported to the system, how much they sell it now? I'm talking about a situation that government finance minister, a serious ministerial appointment minister of that nature, a minister par excellence, a minister who is a fifth MP, a minister who has done well politically, has now turned into a propagandist.
So is your side debating, during the debate, are you pointing out all of these?
We are pointing them, come and see Parliament today. We are flowing them in Parliament. We are telling them the truth. The whole world is seeing what we are saying. When they said, did they mention cement? Is it not the NDC government who told us that when they come, they will reduce the price of cement to 30 cedis? Are you not aware of that? Please, are you not aware of that? I'm telling you, I am putting it to you that they said that. What have they done? The price of cement is still within the same range that people are crying, between 120, 130, 115. It's still around that side.
The minister says that in the last 6 months, this is what we have seen. It's going to even get better in the next 6 months.
I'm saying that
I'm saying that, again, it's just early days yet. It's just 6 to 7 months. So why isn't it a good thing that we've seen some reduction in others? Can't you give government some grace period to be able to arrive at the indicators that they set for themselves?
So that's why I'm even surprised when people even start to praise President Mahama and say that President Mahama should even go for a third term. I'm so surprised. Just 6 months. 6 months you can determine and see all the good things people can do in just 6 months. Is it possible? Is it possible to assess the performance of a government, a 4-year term government, in 6 months? Is it possible? Absolutely impossible. But Ghanaians, I don't know, those people leading that propaganda did that senseless, charge that the people should do this. 6 months. Just 6 months.
The finance minister says gold board, for instance.
Gold board.
It has changed the face of governance.
It has changed the face of governance, and it has increased galamsey. Because of gold board, galamsey will carry Ghana.
Michael Okyere, what are you saying?
That's the truth. I'm telling you for a fact that because of the coming of gold board, galamsey has been legitimized.
How?
That's how. What is the mandate? Gold board, they are supposed to buy gold from small-scale miners. Small-scale miners indirectly includes galamseyers. It is not written in the books, but I'm telling you for a fact.
But they're buying from legal sources.
They buy from illegal people too, galamseyers. Go to gold board. I am telling you. And I'm telling
these are some grave accusations you're making here.
It's the truth.
That gold board is buying gold from illegal miners?
Yes. So, gold board, it has legalized and legitimized galamsey in this country.
Do you have proof to this effect? So why have you not made it available to the police then?
And see, the truth, we cannot pretend that we don't live in this country. Ghana is for all of us. And we all live in this country called Ghana. I am telling you for a fact that almost all the NDC political activists, NDC party activists who are not given appointment has turned to galamseyers. Go and ask them. You see them and ask them, you didn't get it up, yes, but now I'm doing galamsey. Almost all of them. How come the whole government decided to now investigate their own national organizer? Is it not indictment on the government for a government to call for an investigation into the activities of
because the two have been accused.
So my point is that
by someone,
I am
and
telling
so the government says that in the light of these accusations, I want Yoko to investigate so that my party members know that government is not shielding anybody. Isn't that rather a feather in the cap of the government?
And I'm telling you that Galamsey has been legitimized by the Go Board.
But these are claims that you are making.
No, yes, that's the point I'm making.
Without facts to back those claims.
I don't need to tell you here. But you can also not pretend you don't live in this country.
I live in this country.
I am saying that, okay, so which gold is gold by buying? What gold are they buying? From
small-scale miners.
Yes.
And also they have now indicated that they want to buy a quota from the large-scale miners.
So they are buying from the small-scale miners. And I'm telling you that the small-scale miners in Ghana also consist or comprises of Galamseyers. They are part of that bracket. And that's the truth. You cannot detach them from the small scale miners.
But as a country, we are fighting Galamsey.
Yes, but
we are clamping down on those illegal miners.
Encouraging Galamsey. The current president and the government, they are encouraging Galamsey.
The same president who has set up the water guard, the blue water guard, says that he's renewing the fight against Galamsey. They are clamping down on excavators. They are cancelling licenses. How can you say that this administration is engaged in illegal mining then?
I thought my own brother, Honorable Sam George, said that a president has that executive power and the mandate within 5 minutes to clamp down. If the president wants to ban and banish Galamsey forever, the president can. Did Sam just say that? Did he say that? Did he say that? He said yes for me before I continue. Did he say that? Did he say that?
Yes.
Thank you very much. He said that. So then it meant that if they have the opportunity to come in the future, if then this NPP government is not able to do it, they will do it. Have they been able to do it?
Isn't that what they're doing?
What have they done? Where is the state of emergency? That's Sam George called for. Didn't he call for a state of emergency? What have they done now? So my point is that these people came to deceive Ghana. That is what they came. The essence.
So the measures being rolled out by this administration to fight it.
What measures?
You're not seeing them?
It will not to bear any fruit. It is completely not possible because they are even part of the Galamsey. They are doing it. The members of this government, they are doing Galamsey. I'm telling you. Okay, tell me that they are not doing Galamsey, and I'll mention one name to you.
Yes, they are not doing Galamsey. I want you to mention
Joseph Yamin. The Attorney General said that they should investigate him.
And that is because allegations were raised. And this government says that we are not going to sit on those allegations. We want Yoko to probe.
So allegation means that they should conduct investigation.
Yes.
So allegation means that somebody has seen him or not.
Someone has said something.
No, somebody has seen him or not. Seen him or not. So the point I'm making to you now is that the government has come to legitimize Galamsey.
And your basis is because Joseph Yamin has been accused.
I'm telling you, that's the fact.
Right.
That's the fact. So what they need to do now is what Sam George called for. They should have done that.
The state of emergency.
Yes, to give Ghana comfort. And to say that, okay, no, we are serious. Don't we are taking up, we do this, but all those things they're doing, they started shifting the goalposts. When they came, the paradigm was shifted straight away. They said that now, they are not going to say, those people that surprised me were the CSOs, people who were perceived as neutrals. NDC induced neutrals.
But the CSOs are neutrals.
What neutrals?
Civil society organization.
In Ghana here?
Yes.
What neutrals? Is Jampo a neutral person? Is he he's not NDC person, Jampo? What are you talking about? These are people who didn't...
Is it because he has an appointment?
I am telling you that...
Is that an inclusive government?
They came with an agenda and they succeeded. Now they want to dodge. It's not possible. It is not possible because some of us will be there. We are serving as advocates for this project. We'll make sure that the government will do the right thing. Because they cannot say something yesterday, put pressure on government and say that the government was not able to do that, and they benefit from the failure of government to do it, and now pretend not to.
Is it not because President Akufo-Addo said he was putting his presidency on the line?
Yes, but this government, the president also said the same thing when he met the clergy. He said the same thing.
John Mahama said he put his presidency.
He said that no, he didn't use the words I put back, but he said that he's committed to it.
And you're not seeing that commitment?
No. His commitment is very low. The president, His Excellency, the president's commitment on this and the LGBT is absolutely low. We expect him to see. For me, I believe in fairness. That the president is a human being; he's doing his best. But then it's our responsibility as the opposition to make sure that he doesn't go off track. We'll bring him back.
And how do you intend to do that?
That's what we are doing now. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm telling you that that's one of the things I'm telling you, that Gold Board has come to legitimize. And it's a fact. I've said it. So it means that I'm putting pressure on them. A lot of people are watching. His assistant president may be watching, or the chief of staff may be watching, or somebody will be watching. We say that, oh, Charlie, this person said that, okay, call him to bring evidence. And I may bring the evidence.
So if you are called to bring evidence, you will bring evidence.
I'll just say it here, the evidence, I have it.
You have evidence?
Joseph Yamin.
And I'm saying that the argument about Joseph Yamin is because someone accused him.
Yes.
Do you have evidence that the person has to say that yes?
When somebody accuses you
right.
of doing something, it means that the person has seen or not.
Or the person could be lying about it.
So the person has seen or not.
Yes.
Or not. So in this case, I will decide which part I want to stand.
And you have chosen the person has seen.
Yes, that's the point I'm making.
Interesting.
So I decided to stand on that point to say that that's where I want to stand.
Right.
Yeah.
And so for you, the Mahama administration, in terms of the fight against illegal mining, zero.
I mean, absolutely not doing well. They are not doing well at all. They are not doing well at all. And this is what
would an NPP administration have done different?
I mean, we think that we were coming in, the next government at that time, were coming in with a commitment because we realized that was something that Ghanaians wanted to be done.
So what would we have done differently?
We would have done something different from what they are doing now. But we don't have the opportunity, so we would have done something different. I'm telling you. We were so sure, we were so committed to it, because see, there are things that we were so committed to. That, like, you will not say that you will not say that I'm committed to this, but when you are given the opportunity, I'm committed to signing anything against to stop gayism in this country. Now, when you are given the opportunity, then you start saying that, oh, the bill has even expired. That means that you are not committed to it.
And you are committed.
Yes.
To the fight against
I'm saying that if you say somebody has not done it, the previous government, but the new government would have come with a new president, would have come with a new vision. So the old president, former president.
So do you admit that the erstwhile NPP administration prior to 2025 failed?
No, we didn't fail. The mere fact that we didn't sign, the president didn't. The president had its reason. And my point is that who benefited from that action? Who benefited from it? Speak the truth. Who benefited from it? It's not President Mahama. Now, President Mahama benefited from it. And we're expecting him to sign, come to sign. But what did he say? He said the thing has expired. So we have to now initiate the process again.
But you're an MP.
No, I know it's a no.
You're an MP, you understand these things.
I don't have a problem with that. That's the truth.
Right.
But my point is that to show commitment, you know, say that no, even if that's expired, okay, can we have a discussion? Let us look at it again. Can we have? Nothing is being done now. What are they doing now? Nothing is being done. And so my point is that your commitment to whatever you stand for.
But you know, it was a private member's bill.
And what he said, they were going to, government himself was going to initiate the bill. What has anything happened?
Right.
We are in parliament. We still work in parliament, and we know what is happening there. My point is that the commitment of government is not felt well. Government must be seen to be serious about these issues, and that will make us happy.
Okay.
As a people.
Well, so we've got a couple of minutes more to go, but since you're also an MP from the Eastern region, I want to touch a bit on Akwatia. And you lost one of your colleagues there, Ernest Yakumi, very bright young man. In fact, he's one of the few MPs that when we talked about here in the studios, we had members from the NDC side saying, no, this guy should have lived longer because his prospects, nobody could have told, could have clearly told where he was headed, because he was a good guy in Parliament, among others. When you learned of his passing and realized that you had lost someone very close to you in the region as well and in the party, I'm sure it was a big blow.
Very, very big blow. I mean, you know that guy is a very sharp guy, very intelligent, I mean, smart, and very, very affable. Somebody who is a friend to every member of Parliament. I mean, it shows that the level of his humility. And these are things that I think values that we cannot say anything different from. We want to eulogize him well as members of Parliament. I mean, because he has contributed a lot. He's a young man who went through a lot. I mean, even when he was elected, the NDC put pressure on him and promised that they will kill him, and they managed to do it.
Michael Smith, you can say that.
I mean, this is the truth. There are things that you cannot talk about here. I may not be able to say it, but the point is that, I mean, a young man who his only intention was to come and serve his people. Now, they put pressure on him. I mean, put pressure, so much pressure on him that he couldn't even rest.
Right.
A young guy who could sometimes sleep in parliament just because he wanted to dodge the security people. I mean, that young man who had to...
So you mean the case in court? The fact that the case was in court?
I mean, they were just... I mean, it was very unnecessary. Very unnecessary. It didn't make sense. I mean, the mere fact that the president had some votes or a president candidate had some votes doesn't mean that the parliamentary candidate cannot have more votes than him. I had more votes than my presidential candidate. It happens like that. I mean, but these people decided to pursue him. And, I mean, shamefully, one of the people who were pursuing this, the lawyer for the NDC, has gone to pick nomination forms today to contest.
How is that shameful?
Very shameful. I mean, these people, you know, I'm talking about, you may not understand. We are on TV. This is a mass market TV. So I may not be able to say certain things. But this guy, if I start to say that, I may cry. This afternoon, I even cried. This guy went through a lot. He suffered. When I said a young man suffered, he suffered. I'm telling you for a fact. Like the last days, I mean, Friday before his death, Monday, he told me something, and I wept in his presence. I said, man, it will be well. We'll support. I mean, this is a young man, so brilliant. His only crime was that he wanted to serve his people. And he was elected legitimately. And the court gave him the mandate to rule or to serve his people. Still, the NDC and his people pursued him, used other means. I mean, tactics, means, and other things that cannot be said here to make sure that they will frustrate this guy. It is on record in Akwatia that they even went to town that you be the MP to the end of the year for us to see. It is even alleged because I'm a member of the committee that's working on the replacement. And they said that, so the NDC put pressure on him, pursued him, tried their best to kill him, and they have succeeded in killing him. And they're happy. Now, what are we doing now? We are trying to look for a successor. We as a party, through the National Council, constituted a committee.
Yeah.
And the committee has done a yeoman's job. The committee went to town, did a lot of engagement. We commissioned research, I mean, by hiring one of the best research companies to also do some work. Because the whole constituency, I mean, NPP fraternity members believe that we shouldn't go for primaries. They believe that we shouldn't go for primaries.
So that's the what led to the decision on Solomon.
They said that it is not good. I mean, because the place is so volatile and it's toxic. And the NDC pool is also, they are planning a lot of things in terms that we picked. So we decided not to do that. And so we unanimously, through the work of the committee, led by the Eastern Region chairman, and there were 4 MPs also on the committee. Honorable Abena Osei-Asare, Honorable Keno Osenyako, Honorable Kwame Apiakodua, and my good self, and other people from national headquarters. They help us, and we have been able to. We have a new candidate, who is Solomon Asumedu, and he is our candidate. We were going to do acclamation on Wednesday. I mean, to make sure that we show him.
Are you worried as a party looking at how Ablekuma flipped to the NDC?
Yeah, but see, Ablekuma election was an election that was clearly stolen from us. That's a fact. Everybody knows about this. It's not for me to say that a political party that has won the elections. I mean, NDC knew that they were not leading because the electoral commission came to parliament. When the electoral commissioner was brought to parliament to answer questions, he told us in parliament that there were only 3 polling stations left. So when, unfortunately for us, the venerable Esedun Ketia, who is that everybody is afraid of in this country, said one day on television that the electoral commission is not fit for purpose. When he said that, the woman became afraid and changed the polling stations from 3 to 19. We knew that it was going to be difficult for us, but we went to try.
So now you're accusing Mensah of succumbing to the threat
we knew. We went to the elections and we saw what the NDC did. They brought tax. They brought people to come and kill us. They brought people to come and maim us. All these things happened. His Excellency the President saw it. He has not said anything about it. I am there in the Ghana Police Service that I am telling them that they have not arrested anybody. I am telling them. Ghana police, I'm telling you, you have not arrested anybody. If you have arrested them, let us see. We want to see. We want the whole world to see. You should parade them in the police headquarters for everybody, for cameras, for us to see that these people, because we have pictures of all those who perpetrated those crimes. And we will know whether those people are part of those people that have been apprehended or not. So if you say those people have been arrested, let us see. So you have not arrested anybody. All these crimes went on. And we are saying that we still have hope in the police. The police is the only constitutionally approved, mandated body to protect people in this country. Yeah. And those are the people that we are going with to Akwatia. We will go to Akwatia with the Ghana Police Service. We will go to Akwatia without tax. We will go to Akwatia. As a matter of fact, we don't even know how to do that. It's not in our DNA. We will go. Anybody who wants to come and kill, they should come and kill all of us and rule. We'll leave it for them. We'll do our best. But if they want to come and kill all of us, we'll give them ourselves out. They should kill us and rule.
So when Ablekuma North happened, the argument was that John Dramani Mahama has performed stellarly well as president, and that is what reflected in the people's choice. Are you confident that Solomon would deliver Akwatia?
But you know that it's not true. That's what, see, the only people that I'm angry with now, I said it on Joy last, are 3 different people, not all of them, some of them.
Right.
Journalists, 2, some pastors and imams, and 3 CSOs. Some of them are hypocrites. They have seen all these things happening in this country. They have not said anything about it. They are quiet. They are quiet. They should kill people. They are quiet. Except 1 or 2 pastors who have openly said something about it. The others are quiet. What that means is that the others are supporting the illegality and excuse my language, that stupidity that happened. They are supporting them. So my point is that when we are going to Akwatia, who said that? I heard Mustafa Bandi saying that National Youth Organizer said that we are going to... No, National Youth Organizer is not part of Akwatia project. We are running the Akwatia elections. NPP is going to Akwatia with the Ghana Police Service. We don't have people.
So you're not preparing any thugs?
We don't believe in that.
You're not preparing any reprisal?
You're not
preparing any group of
we don't believe in
men
that.
and women to also cause mayhem in Akwatia?
No, we don't believe in that. That's not in our DNA. Have you heard the history of NPP? Is an offspring of the Dankwa Buzia Dombo tradition, or the UGCC, yeah? The UGCC, United Gokus Convention.
Yes.
From that time till now, have you seen that we, NPP, the Dankwa Buzia Dombo tradition, that somebody has given birth, who is a judge, and whilst she was breastfeeding, the person was, apprehended and shot dead. Have you seen? We don't do that. This is a case study, a clear case of NDC's. That's
But they also talk about Ayaso West Wogon.
But Ayaso West Wogon, is it the only by-election you have conducted? People don't forget what happened in Tripoli and Talensi. Talensi and Tripoli were bad. I was nearly shot in Tripoli. Yes, I'm telling you the truth. What NDC has done to us. But I'm promising them that we are going with the Ghana Police Service. They should bring all their men and kill all of us and take the whole Ghana. We'll leave Ghana for them to go.
Has the police given you any assurance?
We don't need the assurance for police. We'll go with them. But we don't need the assurance. They can decide to protect us or not. But we'll count on them.
So you are saying on this show that the NPP is not preparing any form of thuggery or violence for Akwatia?
I am telling you as a member of the committee,
right,
that, and I am the main operational person, that we don't have anything like that in mind. Okay. Anybody who said that is not part of the NPP's arrangement. We have a plan. We are going with our vision. We are going with what we have done before. We are going with the fact that a young man came. He came to serve. And people decided to kill him intentionally through other means. Through frustration. And now the guy is gone. We want a replacement to push that agenda.
And you're confident that you would win?
We will win the elections.
The legacy
by the
of
time we are done with the election, you see that NPP will carry the day. We will win the election. We are so sure about that NPP will still retain the seat. We are so confident about that because we have a very good candidate. We'll prosecute a very good campaign. Devoid of any atrocities, tension, unnecessary, confusion. We'll make sure that Everybody will come on board to support. We'll do the right thing. We'll speak to our people. We'll present our case, and we'll go without any tax. I repeat, we don't believe in thuggery. We don't believe in chaos. We don't believe in tension and unnecessary confusion. We don't believe in that. But we are calling on the NDC. They can bring all the tax. They should come and kill all of us and take the world.
Michael Okyere Baafi, it's been wonderful speaking to you
so
again.
Much, brother.
All right, so that's the Member of Parliament for New Juaben South, Michael Okyere Baafi. He's also deputy, he's ranking rather, on the Committee for Trade, Industry, Agribusiness and Tourism, helping us appreciate quite a plethora of things. We started with the media budget and ended with Akwatia. And thank you also for joining us and doing the watching. My name is Joshua Kodjo. Mensah, show produced by the man Ibrahim Al-Hassan with technical support from the Commodity Newsroom. Banini directed this one. Stella also making sure that we were live and very, very informative there. Do have a wonderful night.